What's up guys, Petko here, yet again with another Mythic Plus tuning. I believe this is the 9th or 10th time in a row Blizzard have been nerfing dungeons. I don't know what to say really, I guess that's the whole introduction. It's been so weird, but here we go chat, the 10th or 9th nerf in a row. Let's dive in and see exactly what they did this time around. Alright, first thing first, all the things we're saying here are hotfixes, meaning that these are instantaneously live on servers. That's what hotfix mean, okay? Cinderbrew Meadery, Chef Chewy, which is the mini boss in the first area, the travel time with the big meat, or high stakes, whatever you want to call it. We call it the big meat. Was 1.5 seconds, now it's going to be 2.5, which pretty much means it gives you an extra second of reaction. If you're a slowpoke like me, getting hit all the time, much easier to dodge. On top of this, Chef Chewy compliments to the Chef Aura no longer makes nearby creatures immune to crowd control. I still believe they're going to be immune to interrupting, but you can now use your stops like stuns and knockups and etc. Disturb effects, so that's really good by the way. This would likely gain you a lot of time because now you can chain Chef Chewy to like a pack of mobs and you can kill the remaining of the mobs on top of the boss. Pretty solid, I like it. Hired Muscle Volatile Cake damage over time is now going to be 6 seconds instead of 8. Super good for the healer. Very good change here. Bang Buzzbee Honey Marinade Explosion damage reduced by 48. I believe this was the tank buster. 4 tanks on a B-boss. Now it's going to do a 50% less damage. Very strong. IPA Burning Fermentation damage over time reduced by 20. Again, it wasn't really an issue. We already timed this skill like 15 this week. And it felt like even without using defensive on the channel cast, it was fine. So being nerfed by 20, it's even better. Moving to Darkflame Cleft, timer is now going to be 31 minutes from 33, so it pretty much means that this dungeon got buffed instead of nerfed. So now it's going to be a bit harder to time, but nonetheless, we almost 2-chested 16 this week, meaning that you can comfortably do 17s already if you get the kill 17. The fact that it's like now extra like 2 minutes less, meaning that you will be cut off with a lust. Now you can lust, for example, instead of having quadra lust, you can now have triple lust, because that 1 minute you can never make an extra lust here. So pretty much meaning probably first boss lust, you wanna hold the lust for like the third boss maybe, and then last boss. I think that's gonna be the case. Corridor Creeper Creeping Shadow can now be dispelled. One of the hardest mobs to cover as a tank, especially with a lot of stacks on it. Now it can be dispelled, which pretty much means safety. Safety across the board as soon as you kill the third boss. Very good. Operation Floodgate, Swamp Face Mudslide damage reduced by 25. Okay, so I believe this is not enough. They should be nerfing more this third boss. It felt really hard. Like we did it on a 15 and the requirement was 3.4 million HPS at the end of the fight, which is insane by the way. The mudslide is the AoE damage happening inside the, I guess, intermission with the whole wave kind of stuff. So that's a good thing. I think they should nerf the passive damage coming from the branch that you are linked together a little bit. Dark Fuse Jumpstarter Battery Bolt Missile Travel Time increased to 3 seconds from 2. Overall pretty good. Make it easier to dodge, or I guess stop. Bubble Backlash, this is the mini boss. Initial impact damage is now going to be 20% less. That's pretty good I would say for most of the part. That mini boss felt pretty hard to heal, so good to see getting some nerfs. Moving forward to Operation Mechagon Workshop. Fixed an issue with the self-trimming, which is the third boss edges do not display during the Machinist Garden encounter, okay? I guess I never saw that bug. Last but not least, Priory. Timer is now going to be 32 minutes and 30 seconds instead of 31. That's actually very good, because that was already the hardest dungeon, but extra minute and a half, meaning that you can likely do a key above easily. And also Baron Brandbuell will now use abilities in a consistent order, which pretty much means no RNG anymore, likely gonna stay this way, which you can kind of plan your cooldowns. So I think I like it, overall stuff. Anyway, very short, brief stuff. Now, I think we're not gonna see class changes this week, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna see them next week. Well, again, it could be this week. They could be announced this week, but I'm more confident that they will come likely next week before the 11.2 patch. Once again, 11.1.2 patch is probably scheduled to come at the end of the month, either the 25th or the 1st of April. Okay, so that's one of the dates that I consider myself like, I guess the April angle sounds better to me, probably just because 11.1.5 is already in talks to be part of like the 20th of May. Okay, so between those dates, I could expect more class changes coming in. Nonetheless, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you on stream and happy testing. Bye for now.